it. Always a fun time when you're riding it, right? Just let it ride, rather.
Good fix. Oh God.
All on black.
Yeah, I was gonna say this podcast name just became something totally different meaning.
Mm-hmm. Just a tip. After dark.
I'm pretty sure that is a podcast. Not gonna lie.
You would know. You would know.
Hey, no, I tried looking up our name to see if it was taken.
Uh-huh. The good old days.
Never gets old.
Mm-hmm. Thought I had it synced up better, but oh well.
I am mad.
I skipped to the good part. Just like you are the good part for this podcast. My better half, IR Regan here. The best looking tipper, apparently, allegedly.
Oh, that's what my fantasy team name says.
Mhm. That's what it says, but I don't know. It's up for debate. We'll put a poll out there for you.
You would.
Welcome in, takers, to Just a Tip, a fantasy football podcast where we are your tippers. We give you just our tips to help you win some fantasy championships. You take them home, you takers. We guarantee a win this year, this season.
Just one win during the
Just
season.
one, just one championship for you. For somebody out there that listens to us. We have week 2 here, guys, and our tips are rising up. We're getting a little, I don't know, we're seeing what's happening out there, but basically, the guys you drafted in those rankings, that's basically who you're starting. There's a few exceptions we're going to get into. We're going to give you some unusual flex plays, maybe an unusual start or sit of the week, and tipping ain't easy at the end. We'll go through some picks. I was going to do some bets, Regan, but I have not done any research on it. But did you get any good bets this past weekend?
I honestly didn't bet at all because I was too overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
That's honestly a betting for the games is usually a mid-season thing. When I have like a team that didn't make it, I'm just like, oh, I need to recoup the money.
Mm-hmm.
So
That
far, I'm
makes
still in the
sense.
green.
Mm-hmm. I did well. I think I did $100 positive, something like that. So, but almost every under hit this past week,
Oh,
and
did you hear the stats on that?
no.
So 2 years ago, it was 81 touchdowns, I believe, week one. Uh, Last year, week one, it was about 76 or 79 touchdowns. This
Mm-hmm.
year, before this Monday night game, so I think there was 3 touchdowns. So before it was 55. So I
Jeez.
think it was total was 58 on the week one, and it was just that East Coast games killed us with the rain and stuff like that and the
Mm-hmm.
wind.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe how low scoring it was.
Makes you want to pivot from like Joe Burrow, who can't complete a pass in the rain and against the Browns. I totally forgot how bad he sucks against the
Dude,
Browns, and I
I
still picked him.
I laughed so hard when they were like, "Oh, the weather's crappy in Cleveland." I was like, "Max, always saying this."
It is. It is. Nobody wants to live there. Uh, Nobody from Cleveland listens to us, so it's okay. I can say that. But takers, if you are not, you should be following us. Just a tip, FFP will keep you up to date with weather updates and injury updates. If you have to make a pivot, if you have some custom tips that you need, feel free to slide into our DMs, add us, whatever. We discuss it with each other. So I got one tip-off question for you, Regan.
Go for gold.
Let's go. So a little bit disappointing, like we talked about, low scoring touchdown. Maybe people aren't looking into it that much. But who's a player out there that disappointed in week 1 that you're looking to trade for?
Ooh, the disappointed week one. Well, if I could go get T. Higgins, I'd be so excited.
That's exactly who I was thinking of, dude.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he had
It's
like
just
8 targets. Like he's going to get his. Don't worry. But people are disappointed. I saw that somebody dropped Garrett Wilson for Puka Nakua. That
you've
was
got to be.
friend of the show, Dave Richard from CBS. used to listen to our podcast. He said that somebody tweeted at him, and it's like, okay, that's ridiculous. But there's people
He,
out there like that. So Garrett Wilson's another one that I would trade low for.
oh yeah, because people are going to be nervous about his upside now. His upside
Mm-hmm.
definitely took a hit, but he still remember he was the highest receiving rookie
Mm-hmm.
last year, over 1,000 yards. Still a great player.
They're going to bring another quarterback in, so I take the shot right now when he's at his lowest point. Maybe are they facing Dallas? Yeah, they're facing Dallas this week. So
Yeah.
hopefully, it sucks because I have Garrett Wilson too, but hopefully they really suck this
Does
week.
Diggs stay on one side or does Diggs move? I
You
forget.
act like I did the research on that. Come on.
No, that's just a random question because I forget if he
I know
does.
Lattimore does with New Orleans. He'll move
Right.
around,
I
but
think Diggs stays on one side.
he probably does.
Hmm.
He takes a lot of chances though, so
Ball. Yeah, that's true.
Garrett Wilson can bust one open.
Garrett Wilson's catch last week was absolutely amazing.
Thank God for high def television, so we can really appreciate these moves. Imagine watching this in the '90s, like, oof, with all the
Just all
plays now.
grainy.
It's all great, the buddy years and everything.
Oh
Uh,
man.
all right, so consensus. Yeah, I would trade Puka if you picked him up for Garrett Wilson if somebody wants to do that, or
Oh
T.
yeah.
Higgins. But see if they need a running back help, like J.K. Dobbins went down. See if they need a
Great call.
James Conner for T. Higgins. You might have to throw in another piece and stuff, but I'd much rather have T. Higgins on my squad.
Yeah. Don't
Uh,
push the fact. It's just it's really early on, so you also don't
mhm.
want to throw all your marbles into one guy too. But I think it's a good shot to. That sounds kind of weird.
It throws the marbles into one guy.
Eggs in one basket.
A's in one
Call it
basket.
what you
Yeah,
want.
yeah.
Forget my
Marbles in
train of
one
thought.
sack. I don't know. It's all good. Well, it's all right. There's a lot of people that are losing their train of thoughts lately, and I am one of them.
The quarterbacks are one of them.
Their
Jesus.
quarterbacks are
Yeah, Burrow.
oof, miscues everywhere. But let us get into the Hurt Locker.
Ah! Ah! Ah!
All right, so let's get into this Hurt Locker. This first one, Puka Nakua. I hate his name so much.
Puka
But,
Nakua.
oh, I said it right then. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you already knew about this one. But so he was the big signing this week between him and Kenneth Gainwell. We already know right now because we are recording Thursday night. The game is on Eagles Vikings. Pretty decent game so far, but Gainwell was the number one running back pickup, and he is not playing this week. Puka Nakua is also not practicing right now with an oblique injury. Who knows if he's going to be out there? This is one that I would definitely, because you grabbed him and you probably
Mm-hmm.
planned on playing him this week, so I would definitely wait on this one. Another one I didn't have on here was, oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, this is another reason you should be following us. Just a tip, FFP. I told you to stash them if you could. And when Cooper Cup was rumors going on the IR, because this was the guy that was going to replace him. So this is the guy that you would want. I have him in one dynasty league. I'm excited. I might try to flip him for one of the other number one first round drafted wide receivers later on. Hopefully, he keeps making noise this year. But yeah, I think he's going to come up huge for people this year. Sorry, continue.
No, you're fine because I said Van Jefferson and that hasn't worked out week one. So let's see what that turns into. Another one I actually don't even have written down, Mac, but that was Brandon Cooks. He has an
Ooh.
MCL sprain, and this is one that they think he might be able to play with. He might not be. It's kind of going to be like a toss-up situation. With that being said, if he doesn't play, I love the Jake Ferguson play. I'm going to bring him up a couple times today at the tight end. He had quite a few targets, and I think he's going to take some of those Cook targets, if anything.
Yeah, he was involved, but the Jets, though, with their good defense,
Good
are we
point,
really trying to target them?
No.
Not target, but you can play them, I
Yep.
guess.
Well, I just meant as like a stash and everything. An
Oh, I
MCL
gotcha.
sprain is pretty rough, I would think. But there's been players that have played with it. I was reading one markup on it, but either way, let's keep it going. Austin Eckler, another huge one, hasn't practiced the past 2 days, I believe. Ankle injury. As Mac wrote here, pick up Josh Kelly. I hope you already have, especially if you have Austin Eckler. We already saw how good Josh Kelly did week 1. It was great to see. And they've been talking about getting Austin Eckler some help, so I think they finally might have found somebody, and I think this could be a 1-2 punch, and don't worry, Austin Eckler fans and owners, he's going to be amazing, obviously, if he plays. So don't worry about that. But definitely go grab Josh Kelly. Travis Kelce, limited. Still, I'm saying this as as part of this podcast. Please have a backup plan just in case. He is their number one target. We know how much they needed him this past week, so don't just be like, oh, Travis Kelce was limited, he's going to play. If he's not 100% ready to go, they're not going to play him. At least they shouldn't. That'd be a dumb move. Jerry Jeudy practiced in full today.
Finally.
I love this one. I drafted my stepdad's team, and I got Jerry Jeudy in like the 10th round or 11th round. Everyone was nervous. I was like, "God, this is gonna be a great flex." With I think I got him AJ Brown, and I'm in Ross St. Brown, and then Jerry Jeudy in his flex. I was like, "You're gonna be set. This is gonna be great."
Yeah, absolutely. If he's a go, start him in the flex.
If he's a go. Let's keep it going with Waller. Darren Waller said he was actually asked about his knee injury. He's like, not a problem, gonna be fine. Those are his words, so I'm happy with that. D-Hop ankle injury, did not participate. So this is where it gets kind of sketchy because D-Hop is old. He could be just getting some veteran time. He doesn't really need to practice. The guy does work still. He did pretty good week 1. Just keep an eye on this one. Even if he's out, Treylon Burks still scares me. And Conqua, he scares me. This team just doesn't want to throw the ball. We can talk about that a little bit later. Greg Dulcich, he did not participate. Troutman might be a great stash and hold and play, possibly. Waddle, full practice. That's a great news for you, Mac, and your Miami Dolphins versus the Pats, you jerk. Raheem Mostert, another one, full participant in practice. So another one. I believe his was a little knee injury or ankle injury. It was one or the other. Deontay Johnson, this one really hurts and hurt me fantasy-wise in Dynasty. Hamstring injury, pulled up real hard on one of his routes. It did not look good at all. It turns out it was not that good. I believe I saw 4 weeks, at least.
At least.
So this could be a long-term thing, so we can talk about it a little bit later on who to pick up, who to play. And the last one, Zach Moss. So he broke his arm early on in this summer. He is at practice and practicing in full, and we obviously saw how Indy really needed a better running back than Jackson. So, wow, was that rough. That closed up the Hurt Locker, and I'm sure there's a couple guys I missed. I will obviously upload something later on this week with some updated news for you guys, and maybe me, Mac, and Ryan can give you guys a couple guys to pivot to.
There's one guy I think we should mention, Aaron Jones for Green Bay, running back with that hamstring. He said it wasn't too bad, but he still hasn't practiced as of Thursday. So if Friday comes around, full go with AJ Dillon, and he should be picked up if he's out there. I don't think he really is.
I hope he's not, but that's because that's a good backfield to be in because they have to run it because that's that team.
They do. 86% rostered, so don't worry about it. You won't be able to pick him up.
Could trade for him.
You could, but probably too expensive.
Absolutely.
Everybody hyping him up. All right, and that is the end of the Hurt Locker.
Holy shit, there's a lot of news. It's true, the market is becoming saturated. Holy shit, there's a lot of news. It's true.
You know, I keep forgetting to turn off the repeat on this thing.
I thought you just liked that.
It's just a default setting. It does the repeat. I hate that. Anyway, takers, we are going to get into some players that we're keeping our eye on with growers and showers and some starts and sits. We're not going to get the obvious players in our conversation.
No point.
You know that. You listen to other people. We know you're cheating on us. It's fine. It's okay. just giving you some of our tips, our extra tips. So maybe some guys that you really haven't been hearing about. Just giving you our opinions, but if you want to skip ahead to certain things, you got the chapters down on the bottom on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe and like; it'd be much appreciated. And on Spotify, you can watch us there too. Rate and review Apple and Spotify; be much appreciated.
I
All
think
right,
another big one, Mac, is just have people follow our Instagram page. We've been throwing a
just
lot of stuff up there.
some thank you. Yeah, some posts to keep you updated on things. Some reels, some
Mac's got
shorts.
some good reels.
Yeah, they've been fun, man. They're a little time consuming, but there's some, things that we don't necessarily talk about here on the pod. So you want some additional tips? Check that out. All right, what do you say we get to growers, not showers?
That's how I live my life.
Come, let us gingerly touch our tips.
Didn't know what to say.
No, I tried to. It's good. All right, guys. If you listened last week, we talked a lot about rookies and what we're gonna do. We're gonna wait. There was
Yes.
a couple obvious ones: Bijan Robinson and Jameer Gibbs. You were starting Gibbs. A little disappointing. Don't worry about it. That's another guy that you might want to trade load for.
Oh, please.
Low for. But yeah, I'm still starting both the. Well, obviously Bijan, but I'm still starting Gibbs as my RB2.
Yep.
But wide receivers here, I want to talk about Zay Flowers getting nearly 50%.
yeah.
Was it over? And I mean, a lot of it was like screenplays and stuff. But
Cares.
all right,
It's touches.
you throw him in your flex, even if Mark Andrews comes back and play.
Yep.
Okay,
Flex worthy, absolutely.
absolutely. And takers, we go off of PPR scoring here, so we don't do the standard and we don't do half. It's easier when we talk about receptions and stuff. You can deduct the points for that if you do half or non. So that's how we start out with. All right. Running backs. Oh, I'm sorry. Wide receivers, the other rookies, JSN, Quentin Johnson stuff. You're not playing them. Wait and see.
Are you holding Quentin Johnson?
No. I would drop him.
I did. I was curious if you did. I like the concept, but
I never
it's
drafted him.
Keenan Allen and then somebody random that week. That's usually how it works.
Usually, like Donald Parham.
Yeah.
Top 10 tight end on the week.
I rather
Top 5, I think.
Yeah, absurd.
Speaking of tight ends, Laporta, Kincaid, and Luke Musgrave.
Got Porter right.
Dude, they are involved. All three of these guys, these rookie tight ends. I think we were talking. We weren't recording, but it was the year of the rookie tight end, changing of the guard and stuff.
I think
So
you said that. And I was like,
yeah.
it's a little aggressive. But I was like, I like Laporta. I thought Kincaid was going to get a little less work with Knox, but it looks like they're just splitting it and going double tight. I love that.
Mm-hmm. They're trying to change it up, get a new wrinkle in there for people not to be so prepared for them, but still didn't fool the Jets. But they are still getting targeted. Knox and Kincaid. I'm starting one of these guys instead of taking a random guy like a Chikakonkwo, or Everett. Everett had a great matchup, but it was Parham who got the touchdown. So,
what do you think about my dynasty trade for Kincaid over Quentin Johnson?
ooh,
Sounds a little bit better now, week 1.
maybe.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I'm getting excited.
No, I would be excited, man. I'm starting him. Luke Musgrave almost got into the end zone, busted coverage, and he fell down and stuff. But Christian Watson still dealing with a hammy as well, so I don't think he's going to be playing this week. So
he's leaning towards a little bit more of playing, obviously more than last week, but it's still something I would wait on. And if he's not back, even if he does play, it could be limited. Oh my God. Dobbs is also somewhat injured. I was zoning out. I was like, Romeo? Where art thou? My Romeo.
He was very limited, but he capitalized on it.
Two touchdowns. That Love looked really nice in the pocket at times. I was very impressed.
Just remember, it was Chicago.
Also, Green Bay always does well. I guess it doesn't just take Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, poor Rodgers.
Ooh, too soon.
No, not at
Never.
all. Running backs here. So say you lost Dobbins, and I wanted to talk about Denver running backs. They did not look good. Javonte Williams, love that he's out there and stuff, but he can't cut too well. And I'm
At
not.
least not yet. Yeah.
Yeah, not yet. Like he's still getting his feet under him. I'm not. I'm letting him grow. I'm not showing him yet. I'd rather start Roshan Johnson for Chicago,
Absolutely.
who blasted on the scene. A lot of people saying garbage time and stuff, but it's like that's Chicago for you. They're facing Tampa Bay, I believe, and yeah, they're probably gonna need him there. So,
Would you rather play Khalil Herbert or Javonte Williams? I think they're pretty comparable. Or Antonio Gibson, because that's my other guy. I mean, this random thing I'm bringing up.
No, so Antonio Gibson, they're versus Denver, and Denver has a tough defense, man. So I think I might be sitting all the Washington, maybe Brian Robinson if I absolutely need to, but
Mhm.
I'm all set with Antonio Gibson. And then who's the other guy we were talking about?
Who to play?
Oh, I thought we said another running back.
Oh, I said
Devontae.
Herbert.
Khalil Herbert, yeah, versus Tampa Bay. You can. Madison did well. It's going to be one of these running backs, and I think Roshan's going to take over the backfield eventually,
He is
sooner
electric.
rather than later. So, um,
I think it's going to be a split thing, but it really just depends on who's going to be on those third down backs, and I think that's Roshan.
yeah, and I don't know, he's just a better athlete than both of him, Deonta Foreman and Khalil Herbert. So,
Yeah,
all right,
Foreman, get out. Go
leave.
home.
No. It's all right. You could say you're a good teammate.
Get paid.
You're a nice guy.
It's fine.
Just
go over there.
5 touches. That's all you get. Rookie QB's the only one we're talking about. Anthony Richardson. I do not want to start him against Houston. They were able to contain Lamar Jackson. I'm not excited to start him, but I'm still holding on to him. Do you think he should just get a run all over Houston? What do you think?
I honestly, I kind of want to play him just for the excitement value.
It's fun. Yeah.
I have a 3 QB league. Oh, I have a 2 QB league. I have 3 QBs on my roster, so 2 QB. I have Jared Goff, Geno Smith, and Richardson. And I'm keeping Jared Goff in. Goff's my boy. We know that. I said Jared Goff, too. That was perfect. I said right. And then Geno and Richardson. It's kind of like a toss-up right there.
I
have Richardson right now already.
We'll talk about Geno in a little bit.
Yeah, I read that. We're going to have a talk.
No, let's just have a talk right now. So he had a disappointing week. I think they got 14 yards in the second half against the Rams.
That was horrible.
Quite surprising. Very terrible. I think they thought, oh, we're going to win this easily, and got surprised. So
I agree. I think they went in there thinking that it was going to be a nonchalant game, and this team was going to throw the game, and they came out to play big time. Matthew Stafford looked amazing as usual.
Not as usual.
Did you what?
No, he
wasn't throwing a Cooper Cup anymore.
I know. Took away his binky there.
Too.
So we got Seattle versus Detroit and Detroit. So Jared Goff, full start. He's going to be a top 5 QB this week.
How do you not play Geno Smith versus the Detroit Lions?
Because they shut down Mahomes, sort of, kind of. I don't know.
Yeah.
Listen. I'm willing. This might shock you to start Mac Jones versus Miami and their terrible defense over Geno Smith.
I think their secondary is a lot better than their line.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I question. He might have some nice dump offs and maybe get a couple touchdowns out of it to Ramondre Stevenson and Zeke, but
he will give some nice dumps. But
I can't believe he was like QB 2 or 3.
Insane, 2. Yep.
Yeah.
It was Tua first and him. Crazy.
Nuts.
What about Jordan Love? He surprised us. He was top 5, I think, but he is versus Atlanta.
Oh, I think you could play him.
I think he can. Yeah, he was number 3 on the week.
Was he? I'm checking it right now.
Mm.
Oh my God, he was with 23 fantasy points.
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts.
It was
What a
versus
low
Chicago.
scoring week.
It was. Oh, dude. All right, I was gonna wait for the tight ends, but only 6 tight ends scored a touchdown. 6 of them. One.
Out of 32 starters, never mind the teams that play 2.
Yeah, it's like 70 possibilities.
No, oh my God. This is, what, PPR? Let me just check.
You check that.
There's
So,
4 players that got in double digits. The rest were all single in tight end form.
oh, and tight end. Yep, I was gonna get that.
Gross.
Absolutely, we need Andrews and Kelsey back, please, for the love of God.
When I say double digits, 2 of them got 11.
Mhm.
So, like, come on.
Hawkinson's doing well already to start off the week, so let's keep it
Oh
going.
boy.
So yeah, even with Burrow and Lamar Jackson and stuff, you're starting them like
Start everybody around them.
mhm.
Well, not Lamar.
mostly, mostly, yeah. All right, moving on to wide receivers. You mentioned Deontay Johnson is out. Is it time to flex George Pickens, or you got a I don't know, intriguing
We got a
tip
guy
here?
you can go pick up right now in A-Rob, Allen Robinson, old. I want to say reliable, but it hasn't been reliable at all. But he's old, at least. So Allen Robinson had 8 targets. I believe he had 4 targets after Deontay Johnson came out of the game. He was peppering him pretty good. I'm trying to think. I think it was 6 catches for 64 yards. So
Okay.
I know it's 64 yards, but we gotta fact check the actual catches. But 8 targets is great. Like we were talking about, kind of at the beginning of this podcast, the touchdowns were so low this week. I'm really looking for the targets, and those are the guys I might not want to play, but I want to stash. And he's one of them. 8 targets, why not? I'm fine with that. And if you have a starter for the next 3 weeks, a nice flex play, and maybe he turns into something. I highly doubt it. I think he's going to be pretty reliable while Deontay Johnson's out. And then from there, it is what it is. George Pickens, I'm all set with, dude. This guy he had a great catch out of bounds. That was cool.
Yeah,
And that was about it. That's what he does. So if he makes the big play, he looks amazing. If he doesn't, then it's worthless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Allen Robinson had two receptions over 20 yards, so he could be a big playmaker. Yeah, 8 targets, 64 yards, 5 receptions off of that.
5. That's what it is.
Yep. Yeah, I think I would play Allen Robinson over George Pickens there.
And you might be able to go get him right now.
You probably can. Let me see. He is. Somebody talk.
Oh my God.
6.8% rostered. All right,
What?
cool. That's it.
You can go get him.
Nobody wants to play him. What I don't want to play these guys real quick. Kansas City wide receivers, bench them all, or you got to play one of them.
I'm benching them all, and I kind of feel like you can kind of drop most of them, except for Sky Moore. I loved Sky Moore's usage around the field, and no, he didn't do much with them, but they used him everywhere. He was in the slot. He was in motion. He's going to be used on sweeps, which he was this week. I feel like he's just eventually he's going to get into it. And, you can obviously talk about Mr. Drops a lot, Kadarius Toney.
Nope. We, as a fantasy football industry, have wasted way too much time talking about that guy. Drop him.
I'm saying is don't drop him. I think you should keep him for one more week.
Sky Moore, yes, you can keep him. Kadarius, no.
There's going to be one wide receiver that does it on this team. Somebody has to take over that Juju Smith-Schuster role. Once Kelsey comes back, he's going to open up the field. He'll be getting double covered instead of some of these crossing routes that Mahomes always goes to. So I want to know who it is. So I want to wait till Kelsey comes back to make my decision.
All right, I disagree. I just won't bother with any of them. But I'm willing to
I'm not playing
stash
any.
Sky Moore. Okay. How about these guys? I mean, he's a tight end, but Kyle Pitts and Drake London in Atlanta, most yards, most routes run. For Drake London, they're just busts, man. And Arthur Smith does not care. He's just gonna run the ball.
He's a jerk.
He is. I'm benching both.
You have to. You have to
Yep.
bench them. I love Drake London. I think he's going to be something amazing, but they need to use him and use him properly. Or do you just use him at all? Like, it's pathetic.
All right. Now I want pieces of this game. Kansas City versus Jacksonville. We got Christian Kirk, who was an absolute dud. Not involved much with the Colts versus the Colts, rather. I'm expecting a bounce back performance for him. And even Zay
Something.
Jones, I'm still willing to flex him. But I mean, it's Calvin Ridley, and then
Oh, by
it's one of
far.
those receivers. But I think they both can be decent flex plays.
Yeah, Calvin Ridley, Mac, great call. That was all you from day one saying
Oh.
just get him.
Oh yeah.
And I had a problem. I did want to get him. I just couldn't. It just didn't work out in my drafts. I had a lot of late picks, and he was going early third round. So I just wasn't getting him. But great call there. And there is a lot of mouths to feed on this Jacksonville team. You already have Ingram. You have two stud running backs. You have 3 stud wide receivers, necessarily 4. Like what do you do here? I'm definitely playing Ridley, and then from there, right now I feel a little bit more comfortable playing Zay Jones. But Christian Kirk, I'm definitely not dropping. I think he could be something. I just need them. I think he just needs to find his spot back in this offense. I think Trevor Lawrence, who was my guy, I think he's going to be amazing because he has so many freaking people to throw to. I think he just needs to find his spot. I think he got excited with Ridley that week 1.
Yeah. He's definitely got to keep force feeding him, but I think Christian Kirk's going to need to be involved. All right, let's move on to running backs.
Killing me, Petey. You're killing me.
I hate them all.
What about this guy, James Cook, with the Bills?
That was actually pretty nice.
He's involved in the game plan stuff versus the Raiders. The Bills are going to be looking to make a statement, man. Start him, RB2.
Yeah, I definitely started him as an RB2. I'm trying to check. I think he had 8 targets. It was something, or 6 targets. Here we go. Targets. 6 targets. Only 4 catches and only 17 yards. But the fact is, they're actually using their running back slightly. And he was the guy. There really wasn't much of Harris. I only saw him freaking run the ball once in the game. The only one I remember. But Cook's the guy there, and they had an off game. Just think of how many more targets and how many more rushes he would have had if they didn't have 4 turnovers. There's a lot more game to be played there. I think Cook is a great play at RB2 throughout. Moving forward.
Yep, agreed. A guy I don't think is Rashad White with Tampa Bay. He's just Mike Davis from a couple years ago, man, where we thought, all right, he did good in Carolina and Atlanta. He's the only guy. He's a bench for me, man. I wouldn't drop him necessarily. Keep an eye on Sean Tucker.
Yeah, I kind of like this Sean Tucker stash instead and see where that goes.
Okay, so you're willing to drop Rashad White then?
It's probably gonna be after this week. If he has another dud, I'm gonna be like, all right, see you later.
Agreed.
Baker's been looking pretty good. I'm pretty.
Hey,
I
was on my list for
Godwin everywhere I could.
Oh, there you go. Starting him, right?
Oh,
Versus
by
Chicago?
far.
Okay.
He's an absolute stud flex throughout. He's really an RB2, but he's just going to get peppered with targets as long as he stays healthy. He's going to have 6 to 8 targets a game.
Michael asked if he should start him or Alexander Madison tonight. And I was like, yeah, Godwin.
Yes,
Go with him.
definitely.
All
Versus
right.
Phillies D, I'm all set.
And then the pickup, we talked about him a little bit. Zach Moss. He destroyed Houston last time he faced them, but are we just throwing him in?
No, you can't.
No.
He's coming off a broken arm. I don't know, Mac. I've had broken bones. When I go back into a game, I'm a little nervous in general.
I've
it's
never
pretty
had
easy
one.
to break. Wow.
Yeah,
I've had way too many.
you have.
I drink a lot of milk.
I feel bad. See, I just eat a lot of cheese. I think that's what it is. It's harder milk. It's just hard. It's just hard milk.
Oh god. But yeah, are you feeling about throwing him in there? Honestly, if you're stuck, like I'm probably gonna play him over Antonio Gibson. Like I have him in an RB2 spot right now, and it kind of my wide receivers and everything else is amazing, and I kind of just shot for I got Ramondre Stevenson as my 1, and then I kind of just shot a couple backups for my RB2. And Zach Moss might have to go in.
Yeah, the only way I would start him is if Eckler doesn't play with his ankle and I couldn't get Kelly, somebody like that.
Yep.
Because if Eckler's out, I'm starting Kelly, and if I have him. But
Yep.
I think I would start Zach Moss over Justice Hill or Gus Edwards, like trying to pick.
Or Rachaad White.
I'd start him over Rachaad White. Yeah. Yeah, it's just the Baltimore backfield. I'm not picking that. Watch it be Melvin Gordon coming off the practice squad.
Oh my god, if they just elevate him and bring him in, I'd be so
that's what's gonna happen, man. Watch him get like 2 touchdowns this week. Any other running backs you want to talk about?
Do you want to talk about Kyron Williams at all? That Cam Akers back.
No,
Rams
they're
backfield?
facing 49ers. No.
Oh, good call. I'm
Bench. Don't do it.
What about Derrick Henry?
Spears
looked pretty good.
And he pulls out, and it's just hard. It's been a while since he's seen a hole that big.
He did not see many big holes, but he should this week. So, but yes, Tajay Spears.
Stash him if you can, if you ask
if
me.
you can. He's getting passes out of the backfield and stuff, and I think they know if they're going to make a run in the playoffs, they need to change up their philosophy of just handing the rock to Derrick Henry for 30 times in the game.
Yeah.
So,
just something.
Kind of sucks because it's the first time I ever got Derrick Henry on one of my teams.
Derrick Henry's still going to be a stud. He's on pace for the most catches he's ever had.
That's true.
Which I thought was crazy, but
what do you have, a 45-yard catch or something? It was
something absurd. I remember seeing the highlight of it because I saw some of it and then I got distracted and turned back and it was done. But either way, yeah, that team it runs around him. And the problem is we keep saying this too, and please do not drop somebody good. But when we say stash somebody, you gotta drop, like, if you were just like naive and drafted 2 defenses or something like that, drop one of the defenses.
Yeah, there's no point.
Grab one of these guys, but it's so early that some of your players just haven't produced yet. There's a chance they still did. They're still gonna be great. You just gotta kind of wait. It's week 1, the worst week 1 in fantasy football in years. So just wait it out.
For sure. Yeah, drop that backup QB if you're not going to use them.
Yeah, for the most part. Like Daniel Jones, I would drop him.
You could drop him. Actually, he might be a good start. What they have Arizona this week.
Yeah, well, I had that our league. I had who's my freaking number 1? Oh, Justin Fields and Daniel Jones and Dak Prescott. Because they just kept falling, so I just kept grabbing them. So I dropped Daniel Jones this week. So I have Prescott and Justin Fields, and I was happy with that.
That's fine.
Somebody else up.
It sucks for Dak because their defense is so good. He doesn't need to throw so much.
Right.
So, unfortunate. All right, tight ends here. I don't know why. I already dropped Chigakonkwo. You agree to drop him?
Yeah, gone.
Yeah. Gone. So I already dropped him, and until I see Tannehill playing better, I'm not doing it. And I picked up Hunter Henry, only 32% rostered. He was the number 1 tight end on the week, and he's facing Miami.
Max number 1 red zone target, and he has been.
Me? I can't throw. What are you talking about?
Your face. Mac Jones, for other people that don't know. Disfatt-Bidge, his real name is Mac.
Well, not really, but
and neither is Mac Jones.
Neither is Mac Jones. What is it, Michael?
Michael McCorkle Jones.
Michael McCorkle Jones. Damn it! Try to think of a good drop.
Drop on that one.
Yeah, I want to save that one, but all right, we'll move along.
All right.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
All right. The rookie ones we already talked about. Zach Ertz, though, I want to put this up. 10 targets, most yards run per route. Pick him up and play him.
Where's McBride?
I think they just want to play out his contract. This is normal. A lot of tight ends take a couple years. So it sucks, but Yeah. Uh, Tight end landscape, it sucks, man. Like,
It does. It's
nobody
like
got more than 60 yards, I think, something like that. It's gross. All right. I think that goes with all the positionals. Let's get to sexy flexy time.
might be my favorite cover I've ever made.
It is a great one. It just flashes. It's sleek. It's sexy. I love it. All right, guys, takers. This is where we give somebody that we didn't talk about yet, and it's kind of not desperation, but and not a reach, but we can see a path where he's going to actually ball out for you. So if you need, like, say you're going against Jalen Hurts tonight, and he already has 25 points or whatever he has. If you can't tell,
really?
Regan's watched the game. No, I think he just rushed in for another touchdown though, so he's well on his way. And I'm crushing.
For me.
I'm crushing you in our dynasty league, but you're tanking.
Oh.
You're taking, so
Yeah.
it's fine.
Sounds horrible.
I'm helping you. You'll get that first overall. What was I gonna say? So, Jesus, not editing that out, are we? Throw in this flex, boom play, Gabe Davis, guaranteed. Throw in that flex spot, baby. He is going to have over 100 yards and at least one touchdown. I'll do one. I'm not too bold to say he's going to have two. But Bills have got to make a statement. I think Gabe Davis is going to be the guy that opens it up for him. So, flex Gabe Davis. Who do you got for your flex?
So, I have two of them.
Okay.
One of them is going to be, actually, they're both kind of weird. So, the first one, you brought it to my attention. I totally agree. And it's Zeke Elliott. I think we just saw the Chargers absolutely demolish. Not I think, we know. The Chargers absolutely demolished that Miami defensive line with just incredible dominance. It was just stupid. So the fact that you want a great rushing offense in the Patriots with Zeke or Ramondre Stevenson to have decent games in the backfield, I think that's an easy call. Zeke last week had 7 rushes and 7 targets. Didn't do much with them, but he was playing the Eagles' pretty good front line, pretty good front 7.
Bad weather game too.
Correct. So I could picture
the first half. Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to do a little bit more with his catches. And the rushes, I think, are definitely going to be minuscule compared to Ramondre Stevenson, but they used him, and that's kind of what I was just looking for. I was looking for some usage and see what they do with this backfield, and then I think they're going to keep Ramondre Stevenson, fresh, and I think that's a great call because when he is fresh, he absolutely dominates, and I think these guys can be interchangeable. The real thing is between these two running backs is it's not like how do I want to explain? It's not like a Danny Woodhead or something like that. Some a smaller back that it's probably going to be a pass. Both these guys can catch, and both these guys can blow it up right down the middle. So I love it between those two guys. And the other one, it kind of is. It should have been under the growers or showers, but I want to play DJ Moore.
Oh, absolutely! You're playing him
as my flex. He only had 2 targets, had 2 catches last week. But I think he just started off slow. Fields already came out and apologized to everyone, just saying like he had a crap first week.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams played Tampa Bay last week, right? No, who did?
No, Rams played Seattle, but you're thinking Chicago played Green Bay. Whoa! Yeah, you don't have to break stuff.
I dropped my remote for the game. Looks like I'm watching it. Anyways, I just think it's a good call on Fields to kind of take the hit for his team, and I think DJ Moore is it's just one of those things, Mac. I think he's gonna have a touchdown, probably about 4 targets. I mean, 4 catches. Targets probably a lot more than that, but
I hope.
Fingers crossed on the targets.
Yeah, Tampa Bay they can be exposed in the passing game, and you can see if you watch like the all 22 and stuff. DJ Moore was open, so hopefully they fix that.
And that's really my thing, exactly, Mac. I think Tampa Bay can kind of be exposed a little bit more compared to their D line on the defensive side. So,
all right, Cool, man. I think we're gonna get to our game picks, but I meant to mention at the top, not to
At the
edit,
top,
splice
at
this
the
in.
end.
I know. At the end, Ryan is here, our beloved Tagless Haynes. He put his tip though in the doc for us. Puka Nakua, if he's a go, you're not starting him over guys that underperform like Lockett, DJ Moore, Terry McLaurin, T. Higgins. You're not doing that. Don't get crazy.
Yep.
You can stash Nakua. They're facing the 49ers. I am starting him in one league, but it says my second flex. And
That's when you're not starting them over somebody. That
yeah,
makes sense.
yeah, and there. Well, I had Deontay Johnson go down,
Oh,
so
that'll hurt you.
that was my second flex with him. So it's gonna be Puka, who I already had stashed. So we're gonna go with that and see what happens. I think they're gonna have to pass on the 49ers instead of run the ball against them. So let's go with our game picks. But before we get there, takers, if you could, like and subscribe, share our tips with your friends and family, your league mates, your mothers. They enjoy our tips too. Follow us, just a tip, FFP. Be much appreciated. All right, Regan, let us go through the Sunday and Monday slate. There's two games, doubleheader on Monday, so that's exciting.
I saw that. It was kind of weird.
Mm-hmm. Over unders, 6 of them are in the 30s, so it kind of sucks, but I'm hitting the overs on a few of these. Green Bay at Atlanta. Who do you got?
Green Bay. Oh, you're doing weird. Green Bay. Oh, this is the tough one. I think I'm gonna go Atlanta.
I'm going Atlanta too. All right. Vegas at Buffalo. I'm going Buffalo.
Yeah, oh yeah, easy.
Yep. This one's tough. Baltimore at Cincinnati.
Wow, I think I have to go Cincinnati here.
They need a bounce back, right? And
They have to.
Burrow passes all over Baltimore. He's got to bounce back. All right, Cincinnati. Seattle at Detroit.
Detroit.
Oh man, Seattle's gonna go 0-2, man. Yeah, Detroit. Indy at Houston. I'm going. Ooh, this one's tough. I think Houston might actually get their win, man.
The question is, do they want to win?
I think they do. They're okay with winning. Colts should tank. That's what they should do. Make sure they can get what's his name? Harrison Jr.
I want to pick the Colts. I think I have to.
All right, I get it. Kansas City at Jacksonville. Game of the week here. Kansas City bounce back. Let's go.
Yeah, if Kelsey plays, it's Kansas City. If he doesn't, it's easily Jacksonville.
You're gonna pick Jacksonville. That's what I did last week when I was like, all right, Kelsey's out. Nope, going with Detroit. So
yeah, I pick Jacksonville right now because I think Kelsey's going to be a close call.
oh, don't you say that.
Who do I want?
Chicago at Tampa Bay. I'm going Tampa Bay. Baker Mayfield, baby.
I kind of have to agree with you, sadly.
LA Chargers at Tennessee. This one.
Chargers. Easy.
Week 2. Easy? Okay.
Oh, I guess Eckler? Oh, God.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. If he's hurt, and Tennessee has an astounding run defense anyway. Yeah, and Chargers don't have a good run defense with Derrick Henry and Tajay Spears running all over them. I think I'm going to Tennessee. This is upset of the week. Very important. If one of these teams go 0-2 in the AFC, how hard is it going to be to crawl back? It's going to be tough.
Pretty hard.
Yeah. You going Chargers? You said?
Yep.
Obvious. Still obvious.
Not obvious. You
Okay.
kind of enlightened me a little bit.
New York Giants at Arizona. I'm not picking Arizona ever. Giants.
Never.
Yep.
Good call.
San Fran at the Rams. San Fran.
Yep. Easy.
Jets at Dallas. I'm going Dallas.
Easy again.
9-point favorites, man. Oof.
Ooh. Rodgers will do that to you.
I think they can cover that. I'm going to pick them to cover that. Washington at Denver.
I think that's a tough one.
That is a tough one, man. They almost lost to the Cardinals. I'm going Denver.
I like it.
All right. And Sunday night game, Miami
Cool.
at New England.
Pats.
Miami, Tua, MVP, baby. Let's go.
I don't know. It's definitely not going to be a shootout like it was this past game.
No.
There's no way. But I think
It's going to be a close game.
Yeah, it's going to. That run game has to be something. Because Mostert's hurt. If he's good to go, though, I think that's going to really help them.
He practiced today, so he'll be all right.
Balls.
Monday, New Orleans at Carolina. Go New Orleans. Just Bryce Young, rookie quarterbacks, man. Like, New Orleans defense is too good. Start them. Cleveland at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's got to bounce back. Let's go.
I got Cleveland. I really liked Watson in that week 1. I don't like him as a person, but I like his game week 1. He had some really bad throws. One of them was a bad pick. But the weather game and so on, it's going to be in Pittsburgh in the dome. I think he's going to have a good game.
No. Haynes Field is not a dome.
Made that up.
I think you're going somewhere else with that.
For some reason, I was thinking Indy. I don't know why.
Oh, okay. You're still hung up on that one because that one's probably the toughest one to pick.
Well, I just traded for Richardson, so.
Son of a bitch. Did you see it?
What, Addison?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On my bench, man. I knew I should have
him.
played. 62-yard touchdown. Oh, man.
Do you see the Swift one right before that?
No.
It's even longer.
I haven't been watching. I'm just getting the updates. So Swift got a touchdown? Good for him.
Smith.
Oh, Smith.
Yeah.
Nice. I have him and Hurts. Stack.
Love that. I did want we kind of jumped off that tip and ain't easy, and I just want to say one thing. We can run it into the leftovers, so we'll just say this is part of the leftovers. But we talked about
leftovers is tip and ain't easy.
All we do is sit around here and guess what a bunch of little pricks are going to go and do out there. Then we come back at half time and we complain because they didn't do exactly what we thought they'd do.
If that doesn't specify exactly what week 1 was, I don't know what does. Because we all come back and we complain about these losers that can't freaking catch a ball. Kadarius Toney. Anyways, what I want to say is normally, I think you brought it up probably 2 episodes ago, Mac, was that percentage-wise, that week 1 pickup is usually really big, and they're usually good for the rest of the season. I don't think that pickup happened yet. And
you don't think it's Puka?
I don't. I don't think that's the case. I think it's a little early. I think with all the low-scoring games and everything, we haven't been able to see who that guy is. That guy might have been somebody you already picked up, but it wasn't the number 1. It wasn't some guy that you were just like excited about. I think they're either coming or they might be just like a dark horse on your bench. So I think everyone stay calm. So I think some good things are coming. Fantasy wise, some steals.
Okay.
And another one. If you're hurting, go grab.
Oh, I am.
Go grab Kamara.
Over 30. Oh, okay.
Go trade for him.
See, I'm not a believer in him like you guys are.
I think you have to be at this point if you can get him for a good value, because you're going to get a starting running back.
Yeah, I'd wait after this week. Maybe check out that manager. If they're over, they're 0-2. Yeah, if they're 0-2, yeah.
Yep.
The price will be right then for sure. Check out what their matchup is and their projections. It's a good tip, Regan. Sorry I skipped over that.
Nah, I kind of came up with it after. No, I didn't, but it's okay. I was trying to make you feel better.
No, thank you. You got anything for the leftovers, man?
Leftovers, other than me being super uncomfortable because I just got a haircut and all the hair is in my shirt and I'm still wearing my work clothes and everything, I was like, well, we got to record. Can't leave Mac alone. Ryan did.
Yeah, I know. Freaking prick bailing on me.
I went to the grocery store. I got a haircut.
We're busy.
I'm here for you.
What happened, man?
The takers.
You are. You are there, front and center, and up there. Yeah.
Talking all this shit.
You know, I'm taking next week off. That's what I'm doing.
Oh,
You
God,
guys can handle it.
They're gonna miss your voice.
Nah, they'll
People
probably
look
do
forward
better.
to it.
I don't know about that.
I look forward to talking to you.
That's what I enjoy. I love this part of it. Just like I love
Ryan's
going
mom.
to sleep.
Oh.
Yes, Ryan's mom. Good night, takers.
Cheers.